Shalom, shalom. We're gonna go through sports and entertainment and show how Satan used this to cause us to sin. It's like one of his greatest tricks. Way back when I first read the book of Revelations, I didn't understand how it said only like 144,000 was gonna be sealed in their forehead out of like 6 billion people. But I understand it now. It's deep. He got plans for us everywhere. Everywhere we turn, he got something for us. We're gonna start with the Apocrypha. Um huh? Yeah. Judith, the book of Judith. We're gonna start there and see that there's a clever plan set up for us to sin against the Most High. Judith 5, we'll start at 17.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
The book of Judah, chapter 5, verse 17. And whilst they sin not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High that hath iniquity with them,
That hates iniquity.
or that hateth iniquity, was with them.
So long as they don't sin, he is with them. And we know that all the nations try to cause us to sin. Every last one of them that we are placed around has got some sort of way to cause us to sin. Go ahead, read.
Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed.
So soon as you go away from his laws, statutes, and commandments, you will get destroyed. He will hand you over. Go ahead.
In many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
All from sinning against the Most High. Go ahead.
And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Go ahead.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So right there, he's saying if we find sin in them, we can ruin them. We can take them out because the Most High ain't with them right now. As long as they sinning, we can take them down. So we got to cause them to sin. Go ahead.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
But if what?
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Go ahead.
let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them.
So right there, if we don't get no sin, they know that they cannot touch us. So Satan set up a system that's going to cause us to sin, whether knowingly or unknowingly, it's still sin. Go ahead.
And we become a reproach before all the world. And when Achor had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes, and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab, spake that he should kill them, that he should kill him.
So right there, again, it's showing you that they know that they can't do anything to us or with us if we are following the laws, statutes, and the commandments. So they got a clever system set up to cause you to sin. And what Satan uses, the majority of the times, sports and entertainment. People are sending up a storm and don't have a clue. That's why it's real important to not sin willingly. to do things that you know because you're sinning all day, not even knowing that you are. And he does it through sports, entertainment, music, movies, money being the motivator behind it. Let's go to the Bible. Go to 1 Timothy 6 and 10. So everything that we see in the day has happened.
Book of First Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
For what?
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Now we know that people will do almost anything for money. Sell their kids, sell their bodies, sell their own mama drugs, anything for money. Go ahead.
Which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Okay, jump to 9.
Verse 9.
Yep.
1 Timothy 6 and 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation.
But they that be rich fall into many temptations. So all the people that's rich, things are being handed to them. If it's the guys, women are coming at them trying to cause them to sin. Go ahead.
And a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which
And into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Go ahead.
which drown men in destruction and perdition.
So again, money causes this, causes the big head effect. Now we know what's on the back of the dollar. When you see all these people doing I ain't gonna even do it, the pyramids and looking through it with one eye, and all the people covering one eye and taking pictures like this, all the biggest stars is doing this stuff. Let's see. Go to Proverbs 28 and 22. Let's see where this come from.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 22. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye.
Has a what?
An evil eye.
Has an evil eye. Now that is singular. Has an evil eye. We know on the back of the dollar, it's got the pyramid with the eye on it. So he that hastens to be rich has an evil eye. So we know that the only way pretty much our people get rich is through sports and entertainment. That's all they always say. All they can do is dance and play basketball and run and jump. So that's the avenues that we got. And most of us want to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we've been taught. The only way to get it. And what do they wear? The finest clothes, the finest things out there. But all this stuff, the Most High hates all of this stuff. Let's see who first started it. Go to Ezekiel. Go to Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel 28 and start at 4.
Ezekiel 28 and 4. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Okay, then this is talking about Satan. It says, with thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten silver and gold into thy treasures. Go ahead.
By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So Satan, even when he was in heaven, he was trafficking. That trafficking means trading, buying and selling. Even in heaven, he got the big head off of because he got some money, some jewels and stuff like this. It gave him the big head. Now jump over to verse 13.
Verse 13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of the Most High. Every precious stone was thy covering.
Every precious stone was thy covering. So Satan was covered in precious stones, diamonds and everything. He's covered in it. Who does sound like? Sound like the rappers and stuff right now. Covered in diamonds. Go ahead.
The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold, the workmanship of thy tabrets,
Of thy tabrets. This is an instrument, a musical instrument. Go ahead.
and of thy pipes, was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created.
So he had covered in diamonds and he had musical instruments made in him. From the time he was born, created, he had musical instruments and he was covered in all precious diamonds and stones. That's where our people get this from, right to this day. Now through music, he has us doing everything the Most High hate. We getting tattoos, we drinking, smoking, fornicating, everything through music. Now let's make sure that it's Satan causing this stuff. Let's go to Revelations 9 and 11. Look this name up. Revelations 9 and 11.
Revelations verse 9 and 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Hath his name Apollyon. Now when you look this word up in the you can go to the dictionary, it says in the English it's Apollo. We'll read the definition of what Apollo, this god, is about.
Apollo, in Greek and Roman mythology. Apollo, in Greek Apollyon or Apellion, is one of the most important and diverse of the Olympian deities.
Of the Olympian deities. So when you're watching the Olympics, you already know when you see them circles, it's linked to Satan. Go ahead.
The ideal of the Kouros, or a beardless youth, Apollo has been variously recognized as a god of light and the sun.
And the sun. That's your Sunday worship. And of light and the sun. Go ahead.
Truth and prophecy, archery, medicine, healing and plague, music, poetry, and the arts.
And the arts. So when you put music and poetry together, R&B stands for rhythm and blues. Rap is rhythm and poetry. So when you put music and poetry together, you get rap. So Apollo, which is Satan, is the god of music. Not saying that he created it, but he corrupted it to what it is today. He's the one that corrupted it and got it so terrible. Now, to show you he had power to do this, he even tried to tempt the Messiah with this. The Messiah showed him what we should do in these times when Satan come at us. But our entertainers, they didn't do this. Let's go to Luke 4. Go to Luke 4. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, we start. All right, Luke 4 and 1.
Luke 4 and 1. And Yeshua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing.
So right there, Messiah didn't eat nothing for 40 days and for 40 nights. He didn't eat nothing. So Satan tried to get at him and tempt him. Go ahead.
And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High, command this stone that it be made bread. And Yeshua answered him, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by